Nightly greetings, one and all. Proud Filipina Sharm Zespina here, and glad to bring you PTV News Now. Now, leading off our stories for tonight. The story the entire country is wondering what happens next after last night's flight out of the country. Former President Rodrigo Duterte, who is in The Hague, Netherlands, to face the ICC on crimes of humanity charges, will first be adjudicated on whether his arrest was legitimate and properly carried out. If the arrest is upheld, the former president who presided over the brutal and bloodiest war on illegal drugs in the country's history will then go before the ICC and could face up 30 years of slammer time if ultimately convicted of crimes against humanity. But it is presumed the former president will have nothing less than the best legal defense to challenge the charges and may perhaps refute all of them. So acquittal or dismissal of charges can never be ruled out. The International Criminal Court of Justice, in compliance with traditionally held international practice that holds human rights in sanctity, prohibits the issuance of capital punishment as a penalty to those convicted of high crimes. And moving on to news overseas, Israel and Turkiye aren't the best of friends exactly, especially with the latter solidly aligned with the Palestinians and as they battle for influence and control over Damascus. And Israel has expressed concern and alarm at Ankara's growing military and diplomatic influence in Syria, while Turkiye accuses Israel of trying to undermine Syria's new rulers. VOA's Dorian Jones was in Istanbul and filed this report.
Turkish and Israeli leaders are battling over the future of Syria. Analysts say Israel is increasingly concerned over Syria's new regime and Turkey's growing influence over its leadership.
The view is that not very optimistic about the future of Syria in terms of that it will become a potential threat to Israel, and that in this potential threat, the fact that Turkey will be dominant is also dangerous to Israel.
Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan's strong support of US-designated terror group Hamas has strained relations with Israel. Now, Syria is threatening to become a new source of tension. In a speech this month, Erdogan gave a widely interpreted, thinly veiled warning to Israel to stop undermining Damascus's new rulers.
Those who hope to benefit from the instability of Syria by provoking ethnic and religious affiliations in the country should know that they will not achieve their goals.
Erdogan's speech followed Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's offer to support Syria's Druze and Kurdish minorities. Analysts say Ankara and Jerusalem have conflicting visions over the future of Syria.
Turkey wants to see a secure and stabilized unitary state under al-Shara's transitional government. Israel, on the other hand, wants to see a weak and fragmented Syria. Israel's main concern has always been securing its northern border.
Israeli forces are occupying Syrian territory along its northern border, which is home to many of Syria's Druze minority. But on Monday, Kurdish-led forces of the SDF signed an agreement to integrate its administration and military with Syria's transitional government. The SDF controls a large swath of Syria. With Damascus tightening its control, analysts say Israel will be concerned over Turkey expanding its military presence inside Syria.
Especially if Turkey wishes to have military posts in the south of the country, I suppose with the permission of the government in Damascus, then the two sides would be very close with military forces, and that, I think, is a fairly dangerous or volatile, incendiary situation.
Analysts warn such a military presence, if extended to air bases, could threaten Israel's current unchallenged access to Syrian airspace. With Erdogan and Netanyahu making little secret of their dislike and distrust, that rivalry, analysts warn, threatens to extend to Syria, further complicating the country's transition from the Assad regime. Dorian Jones, VOA News, Istanbul.
At this moment, please lend your eyes and ears to my colleague in PTV's Baguio City studios for what's hot and happening in the Cordilleras. Audrey?
Naimbag Arabi, Niyawidan ijay Kalinga ti bagi ni Major Jude Salang-oy ti may sakadagiti pimusay nga army pilot iti parag-crash ti fighter jet ijay Bukidnon iti March 4. Dua a Black Hawk helicopter ti Philippine Air Force ti nangibiyahe ti bangkay ti piloto iti Kalinga kadwa ti sumagmamano kakabagyan na manipud to Gaygarao City agingga iti headquarter ti 503rd Infantry Brigade sa Kalanasan, Tabuk City. Indawluan ti Philippine Air Force Tactical Operations Group 2, 503rd Infantry Brigade kan ti 5th Installation Management Battalion ti arrival honors para kini Major Salang-oy. Mangisayang ti gobyerno probinsyal ti Kalinga iti necrological service para iti banwar iti provincial capital. Kalpasan na maipantibangkay na iti pagtanganda iti Purukwan, Bulanao, Tabuk City. Ni Salang-oy kat miyembro ti Philippine Military Academy si Club Diwa Class of 2014 kan nasurok may sa dekadanan nga agserserbay iti Philippine Air Force. Iti sabali pay adama, good news kadagiti kakailyan akayat na ti agadal iti Canada iti advanced studies. Yaw awis ti State University dagiti nagduduma programa da may nag iti agriculture, health studies kan dadumapay. Ijay-jaya ti State University a Saskatchewan Polytechnic, ijay Canada ti nagduduma programa da saknan iti advanced studies kadagiti Pilipino ang mangkayat nga agadal iti nasawa pagilian. Karaman kadagiti 150 programs ti advanced studies ti business, agriculture, health sciences, ken trades. Kabayatan na punteriya ti Saskatchewan Polytechnic ti mangipaay iti scholarship programs kadagiti estudyante iti nagduduma pagadalan iti Cordillera para iti nasawa programa.
Student visa is a pathway to permanent residence din po. So with that, nasa-satisfy natin yung long-term needs, yung goals nila, and also to help them transition into a new country, and then they can actually transition to permanent residence po.
Dagiti damdamag manipud iti PTV Cordillera, siya ni Audrey Villena na Imbag Arabi.
Many thanks, Audrey. So with that, we call curtains on tonight's show. Join us anew tomorrow for another set of breaking stories here at home and yonder. And never forget to make it a habit of staying connected by catching the news right here. Sharms Espina here, wishing you all a cooler and more restful night ahead. And thank you for watching PTV News Now.